and your personality. Do you know that I know whether you like sex or not based on your personality? Yep. Did you guys do the quiz? Remember, Very Well Mind? Go to verywellmind.com, look for the quiz. It's called the Big Five Personality Trait Test. Take it, find out your personality so that you can know whether you like sex for yourself and for your partner, because the traits, the personality traits, will tell me and tell you whether you like to have sex or not. All right, here we go. We have 5 types of personalities called the Big Five. It used to be called the 5 module, right? The 5 module in terms of personalities, but the recent name now is the Big Five. And here we are: neuroticism, conscientiousness, agreeable, extrovert, and openness. You are predominantly one of them. So it's like we all have each of this in us generally, okay? But we have more of one than the other. And that dominant trait decides whether we like sex or not. And yes, the other ones can come into play depending on what percentage or how much you have of them. Do the personality test, the Big Five personality test at verywellmind.com, and you'll find out the different percentages that you are. And you will tend to note that when you have a certain combination, you can mute or you can sort of affect how dominant that primary trait is. So that primary trait is there, it can be altered, it can be a little bit different because of the other traits that you have that will modify it. And of course, the environment, your genetics will also modify it, how you grew up. But remember, this is basically formed by the time you're an adult, right? So this is something that has been put into you genetically, plus the environment, plus growing up, development, all that stuff plays a role. But you end up with one of these as dominant. So let's go through how they can affect you sexually. All right, the neurotic. They are emotionally unstable. They are very negative, they're very anxious, and they're volatile. They really do not enjoy sex as much as the other personality traits. So if you are with a neurotic, or if you are a neurotic, if that's your personality, you're having a tough time in the bedroom. You are not satisfied in the bedroom, and you're not satisfying your partner. You're having less sex because you are a negative person sexually. For some reason, some fears or something that you generally don't like about sex. And this might not, again, be as severe, depends on where you are on the spectrum. So depending on where you are, it might not be all the way to the right, depending on which way you're looking. But sometimes it is very severe. Rarely, yes, you will find that. But a lot of times it's not. So depending on whether you are the full extreme of the neurotic personality, that can be more serious. Very, very serious. And if you are, you need help, please seek help, therapy, get an evaluation, a proper evaluation, proper meaning more detailed, more professional evaluation. Okay, there are more than just the one I referred you to. The one I referred to is just a simple one that we can use just as an example of what personality traits are like. But when you have a serious problem, we've got to get a professional involved, a psychiatrist and a psychologist that will do the proper test and analysis, okay? So because the neurotic is negatively satisfied sexually, that's because they look at life as gloom. They don't have a positive outlook on life. They have negative sexual communication skills. So they tend to just want to say things negatively to you in the bedroom. They don't communicate well. They're not able to tell you their sexual preferences, what they want to do in the room. I don't even know if they're excited about it. I don't think they get excited about sexual activities in the room with their partner. You are actually supposed to get very excited and discuss the different acts you want to do in the bedroom and your preferences and your needs and your desires, your own desires, according to the research. And again, if you want the paper that I studied, you can just let me know and I'll send it to you. They are saying that the neurotic is really not interested in sex. And if that's you, let's get some help. Now, again, there's a spectrum, a scale, a range. So depending on where you are, it's a little bit, it's different from if it's a lot. So you'll need more help if it's more severe. I want you to understand that the neurotic person is the person that you really don't want to be in a relationship with. Yes, I've said it. That's what the research says. You don't want to be the person that's neurotic, and you don't want to be the partner of a neurotic, because a lot of them end up in divorce. A lot of them end up separated. A lot of them do not work out. So out of all the personality traits, this is the one you want to run away from. All right. The next personality trait we have is the conscientious guy or gal. Emotionally stable, opposite to the neuroticism, right? They're very stable. They're cool. They're organized. If you go back into what we said before, they're very, very simple in terms of they like to just follow the rules. They don't want to contradict. They don't want to cause waves. They just want to keep life simple and follow the best advice that life gives them. And they're really, really good at communicating. So they are emotionally stable, which means you can actually talk with them. They're not going crazy, right? They have a positive sexual satisfaction, meaning because they care about their partner, yep, the conscientious guys care about their partner. They really want to satisfy you before they satisfy themselves. And I said it before, I want you to get your orgasm, for those that have a hard time getting their orgasm, first before the guy. And this guy, the conscientious guy, will be cool with it. Nice guy. Communication skills are off the chain. Positive sexual communication. So these are the guys you're going to run towards to find, to have a relationship. And again, it's not just the one trait. There are other ones that will be involved. So you want to sort of know what the second, third, fourth, and fifth are, so that you'll know the sort of person you're dealing with, because everyone is unique. I said that before. We all have a unique personality because of the different ratios and the different percentages of these different traits. So there's only one you and there's one me. So you got to understand who that person you're with, and you got to understand who you are to have a great, long-lasting relationship. So the conscientious guy or gal is the one you're looking for. Positive sexual satisfaction, cares about his own desire, cares about your desire. So that is a great mutual benefit for both of you, right? Positive sexual communication. He's able to talk with you about your preferences, your needs, and your desires, what you want to do in the room, all right? Even, I go this far, even timing your orgasm, right? Have that discussion. When you're going to have that orgasm, tell him how it's going to happen so that he knows, and you are able to tell him what you need in order to match that timing, if possible. If not, that's okay. It's still going to be a great time. The most important point here is communication makes it more enjoyable, more pleasurable, and more likely that you can do it together, the orgasm, which I think is awesome, okay? So being conscientious is really the personality you're looking for. The next one is agreeable. Agreeable, emotionally stable. They're very stable. They're the nice ones, right? The ones that want peace and harmony in the relationship and in life, right? The Zen, the people that meditate and just say, okay, everything's okay, right? The positive people. Very positive sexual satisfaction. Now, they do have sex, but the difference with the agreeable is that they really put themselves last. They tend to say, oh, whatever you want, darling. Okay, so the agreeable person is really calm and peaceful and a great personality trait to have. So out of the two top ones, the conscientious and the agreeable are really nice people to be with. So if you're looking for a good personality, those are the top two, okay? So the agreeable is emotionally stable and they have positive sexual satisfaction because they're able to say to their partner, whatever you want. But unfortunately, this personality trait has put themselves second to their partner. They tend to get, pleased, have that orgasm. But I really do think it's because of the partner being satisfied that it turns them on. Okay. So that's what research says. When you're agreeable, it's like, okay, whatever you want. And you tend to put yourself second, and you tend to be very, very clear with communication with your partner. And they love you for that because you're so simple and honest and fair and loving, right? And caring. So they love that. But remember, for y'all that are dating someone that's agreeable, beware, they're not going to tell you about themselves. They're going to hide it, or they're just going to feel, oh, it's not important. Try and bring that out from them so that you'll know they too need to have their own needs met, and encourage them to get more involved in being assertive and telling you what you want. That's all this is for, to give you information about who you're dealing with and who you are, so that you can improve that orgasm in the bedroom. Okay. All right, we have the extrovert. Oh my goodness. Emotional, positively emotional, loves to be the life of the party, loves to have fun, loves to socialize, loves to get out there and meet people, right? So because they're very positive and very emotional, and because they love to meet people, they're very positive in the sexual satisfaction. That means they're going to tell you, out of everyone here, they're the most assertive personalities. They're going to tell you what they want in that bedroom, their preferences, their desires, their needs, even the timing of the orgasm. They're going to tell you when they want that orgasm to happen. So get ready, y'all. If you need or want an extrovert, they're cool people, but you got to be careful with them because they love sex. So if you love sex, go ahead and look for an extrovert. They're the ones that will go out there and have sex frequently, a lot more than the other personality traits. Okay. But watch out. We're going to talk about some other traits on characteristics tomorrow, well, Monday. And then you'll see, yeah, everyone has their pros and cons. Okay. Everyone does. Okay. But it's more important for you to know that the extrovert is the life of the party, gonna have sex, a lot of sex, and of all the personalities, they're the ones demanding and asking for sex very frequently, according to the study. Okay. The last one, openness. The very, very simple, creative, happy, open person that just says, let you be who you want to be who you are, let people be who they want to be. And they want you to just let people just go through life being whatever they want to be or do in life. And that is the open person. They're very creative, they're very smart, they tend to be very emotionally positive. That means they love everybody and they just want everyone to be happy too, but they're more um, uh, inquisitive, curious. They want to know more and ask questions, and they want to just grow, and they're going to definitely communicate with you, right? Positive sexual communication. They're going to tell you what they want, and they're probably not as forward as the extrovert, but they are going to tell you what they want, and that's why they have a great mutual benefit in the bedroom with other people. So they do care about their partner, and they ask their partner for their own likes and dislikes in the bedroom, and they're able to communicate so that if you have any issues, again, most of these are able to do that. If you have any sexual issues, for example, you don't like one position or one act versus the other, they should be able to handle it, all of them, except the neurotic person. But they're able to, and they're supposed to be able to handle those discussions about whether you want one particular position or act in the room that's going to be done. And it should be easy peasy. And you guys should be able to either agree with it or disagree with it. It all depends. It doesn't really matter. It's just you have a discussion and you decide together, hey, and then no hard feelings. And you go ahead about your business and do what you're doing without any angst, without any anger, without any resentment, because it's still an enjoyable experience in that bedroom that you're planning to have, right? That orgasm. And you get there by communicating. Again, you want to be able to tell your partner what you want. And so the openness is able to do that. The open person is able to do that. The openness personality is able to do that. So they have positive sexual communication, positive sexual satisfaction. They're satisfied, their partner is satisfied, and they're very positive in terms of emotion. But again, not as highly positive as the extrovert. So depending on what is number one in you, you will know where you lie. And then, of course, you find out what number 2, 3, 4, and 5 is. And then you'll find out a little bit more about yourself and can modify this depending on what you want to do to improve the bedroom experience. Now, I'm going to say that you have to be aware that I am really talking about this because of the orgasm. I want you to be able to have that orgasm. So if there is a personality trait that you have that you don't really like, or you know, oh my gosh, that's the problem, because again, these are things that can be affected from childhood experiences and developmental things that happened when you were younger. So you want to be able to know what to do to get rid of the problem so that you can have that greater experience in the bedroom. And you want to know who is who so that you will have the chance of knowing that this can be improved if you're in a long-term relationship. And even if you're not, even if you're single, this is important because you're dating and you want to know who you're dating. So please fill out that quiz that I told you about, Very Well Mind. Is called the Big Five Personality Test or Quiz, and they have a great explanation for you to find out what you are in terms of percentage. If you have any further questions, please get professional advice, and we're going to talk about more characteristics of our personality traits on Monday. So great. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.